This is going to be a video about the best Class B RV after researching for over 2 years and watching hundreds of hours of channels and videos on YouTube. Let's go to the introduction next. Hello, and thank you for visiting my brand new YouTube channel. My name is Robert, and very soon I'm going to be excited because I'm going to be retiring. And when I do retire, I'm going to be moving into a Class B van, a 21-foot van made by Pleasure Way. The model is a Lexor FL. FL stands for front lounge. And I'm going to tell you in this video why I think it is the best van on the market for a solar traveler like myself. Now before I do that though, my new channel is called Van Life Storytelling. So what I am going to do is I'm going to allow you to experience as I travel all across North America as well as all the national parks through my eyes and through my feet, so to speak, through hiking. You're going to experience my journeys and my adventures. And we're going to do that visually with the use of a camera and a drone. And with the use of photography and video, you're going to be able to experience those experiences, the places that I'm going to see, and the people that I'm going to visit with along the way. However, before we do that though, what I'd like to do is I'd like to go back in time. I'd like to go back in time to the time that I actually purchased my Pleasure Way Lexor FL. And that was purchased in Spokane, Washington. I currently live in Florida, and what I'd like to do is present a 5-minute video, walkthrough video of the interior of my van, and I want you to stay tuned after that video because I'm going to give you 10 reasons why I feel that the Pleasure Way Lexor FL van is the best Class B van on the market for a solar traveler. So will you join me? Come on, let's go back in time, and we'll do that now, okay? What a glorious day it is in the great Northwest. I'm in Spokane, Washington, Saturday, May the 16th, and I'm 3,000 miles away from my home. And I made this trip this weekend to purchase a used Pleasure Way Lexor FL. There's not many of these around. Matter of fact, this dealer had 2 of them. A gentleman put a deposit to buy one yesterday, and I was lucky enough to put a deposit on about a week before that and actually purchase this guy. It is a 2018 Pleasure Way Lexor FL. The engine is a gas engine. It is by Dodge. It's a ProMaster engine. And one of the main reasons why this model is so popular and rare is because of this front lounge area. As you can see, both of these chairs, the passenger and the driver's seat, can swivel all the way back, and you can have the passenger eat a meal, drink, as well as even the driver do the same thing, eat and drink. You two can even be sharing a meal together. I've even got a desk that actually folds down where I can put a laptop with electrical outlet and a plug for my computer, but it allows you to have a very unique living area in addition to the living area in the back. So I'm going to show you in about 5 minutes or less my interior, my brand new, it's brand new to me, but it's used, FL Lexor FL. So as you walk in, you're going to see the front lounge area as we did before. There's the computer desk that I was talking about. And this is a 21-foot van. And I'm going to go over it real quick. You've got a rear sofa that comes down and makes into either twin beds or into a queen-size bed. Now the galley, you've got a large sink with Corian countertops with a gooseneck faucet. To cook, you've got a 2-range propane stove, two range. Underneath that, you're going to have some kitchen cabinets. Now, the cabinets are all solid wood, maple by Pleasure Way. And then you've also got a microwave convection oven. And then across from that, you've got your wet bath, which this is going to be one of the larger wet baths of any Class B van that you have on the market. You've got a china toilet. There you can see the area for your shower. Solid wood cabinets, Corian countertop, stainless steel sink, a medicine cabinet, and even a side window to give you some little viewing as you're doing what you're doing. But this is a large enough, it's a wet bath, meaning the sink and the shower are shared together. It's not separate. Now, the refrigerator, one of the other things that I bought this particular is because it's a large refrigerator. 4.9 cubic feet with a freezer. And it's a three-way refrigerator. As you move into the back, well, you've got more cabinets, which we haven't gone to. So here's all your cabinets. Once again, all solid maple cabinets with the hinges that are going to stay up so you won't hit your head. And then as you move back, you've got your sofa and your lounges. Now, the other thing that you need to keep in mind is that this has awning windows, which is very important. These come out and in. As you move them out, you get cross ventilation, and even if the rain is coming down, it's not going to get your van wet from inside. And then you've got a smart TV with a DVD player. You've got a wine guard antenna for a TV. Over here you've got an electrical outlet, and then you've got your solar panel. It does have one solar panel. I'm looking to get maybe 2 more solar panels, which will give me about 280 watts of solar. Now, this van also has, which is important if you're carrying passenger and friends, it's got 2 3-point seat belts. Now, the back doors open up. Whoops, let me do this, close that down. But looking at it from this direction, very quick video. Enjoy. Well, I'm glad everybody made it back. I've got a couple disclaimers. There seems to be a discrepancy with regards to what year model my van was that I purchased. Back in May, it was my understanding it was a 2018. However, we came to the conclusion it was actually a 2019. Good for me. Second disclaimer, I am aware that you cannot have a drone in a national park. Therefore, I will not be capturing any still photography and or video while I am visiting a national park or while I'm in a national park, okay? I will honor and respect those laws. All right, now let's get into the 10 reasons why I feel that the Lexor FL made by Pleasure Way is the best van for a solar hiker or tracker or adventurer or someone that lives in a van like I am, okay? So I'm not being paid by Pleasure Way whatsoever, and I have a little cheat sheet. So let's get into it, okay? Number 1, Pleasure Way vans are built with a stall process versus an assembly line process, and they are built from the inside out. Now, why is that important? That is important because as far as the stall process is concerned, they have specialists that do individual things. So your cabinet maker would build your cabinets inside the van from start to finish, and your electrician will do the same with all the wires from start to finish, compared to an assembly line where it's going down a line with different people doing different tasks. All right? Built from the inside out. What does that mean? Well, that means that Pleasure Way actually is going to build your cabinets inside the van, doing true measurements and doing accurate measurements and measuring the cabinets to fit the wall of your particular van, compared to, which is the competition does, is actually building the cabinets on the outside and bringing them into the inside of the van and hoping that they're going to fit, okay? Quality takes time. A Pleasure Way van like a Lexor FL takes 6 weeks for Pleasure Way to manufacture. On an assembly line, it can take a week or it could take several weeks. Big difference. Number 2, the Lexor FL has 2 dedicated living areas. This was important to me. As a solo traveler, I wanted to have my bed down and not have to actually make the bed up every day and put it in its place. I wanted to leave it down and available to me for the next evening. So therefore, I have a front lounge area. And that front lounge, I can eat, drink, socialize, and actually edit videos right from the front lounge area and leave the bed as is. That's important, okay? Number 3, the Pleasure Way company makes handmade custom cabinets, usually with solid wood maple. Now they use glue and they use screws. They don't use staples. Many manufacturers use staples. So as your van goes bopping down the road and banging its way around the road, what's going to happen is those staples are eventually going to loosen up. And when they loosen up, you're going to hear rattles. Not the case when you're dealing with the Pleasure Way, and that's important. Number 4, the Lexor FL has a large 4.9 cubic foot refrigerator. This was important for me as a solo traveler because I wanted to spend more time dry camping or boondocking and less time in the grocery store. Number 5, the Lexor FL has one of the largest wet bath areas of any Class B van. Now, we already went through that in the video, but they have high quality. They have a China toilet. They have an area where I can actually stand and take a shower, not have to sit on the toilet and take a shower. I can if I want to. And then you're going to have solid wood cabinets, Corian countertop, stainless steel sink, a medicine cabinet with a mirror, and you've got a window. Folks, this bathroom looks quite like, is almost as good as a residential bath, frankly, okay? And that was one of the selling points. Number 6, they use multiplex wiring system with 2 control panels in each van. All right, we didn't really go into that in the video, but it's multiplex wiring, which is a system that reduces the amount of wires by 40 feet. And by reducing the amount of wires, well, guess what? You're reducing the amount of weight by 150 pounds. Now keep in mind that the panels, there's 2 of them, one in the front and one in the back, okay? So it's going to minimize any visual discrepancies, or the less panels, the more visually appealing it is for a van owner, okay? Number 7, Pleasure Way was one of the first companies that actually made a lithium icon 100 amp battery, house battery, as a standard feature. And lithium batteries stand on their own merit, okay? But Pleasure Way was one of the first to introduce it as a standard feature, and still do today, okay? Number 8, the Lexor FL is a gas engine versus a diesel engine. Now, why is this important? Well, as I'm going down the highway in remote areas, I wanted to have a gas engine because things are going to happen. If they break down, I want to be able to get service, which is going to be more accessible for a mechanic that works on a gas engine versus a Mercedes engine. Now, don't get me wrong, Mercedes makes a hell of an engine, okay? But you're going to be able to find more mechanics that can work on a a Dodge ProMaster engine like the Lexor FL than you would a Mercedes engine, okay? Number 9, each van is trucked to the actual dealer location versus or compared to other competition where they actually are driven from the manufacturer to the dealer by a person driving your new van, and in many cases is going to have their vehicle towed behind it so that they can go back to the manufacturing plant. Pleasure Way actually puts it on a truck, so you're going to have minimum miles. You have an opportunity to break it in the proper way, not as the alternative way, okay? Number 10, and probably the most important feature of a Pleasure Way van is that they warrant their construction and all of their vans by 5 years. Yes, 5 years. That's unheard of in the Class B van market. Now, there are 1 or 2 dealers that might be able to equalize that, but most of them are a year to maybe 2 years at the most. So that's important, is they're going to be able to stand by their product for 5 years. But once again, you're looking at six weeks to manufacture one, okay? All right, as we wrap up this video, I'd like to thank you for watching it. Now, I also want to ask you to subscribe if you haven't already done so. I'd greatly appreciate it, or at least put a nice plus mark on, that you like the video. If you're already subscribing and you'd like to share it with a friend or a family member as well, okay? So keep in mind, every day is an adventure. So get out and enjoy it, and thank you for visiting my channel today. Thank you.